Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if this is your first time finding the channel. Today we have another review of episode 5 of the Terminal List Dark Wolf. I'm enjoying this series so far. This episode was a little bit, it wasn't the best episode of this season. To me, it was probably one of the worst. There was a lot going on in this episode, and if you don't pay super close attention to what's going on and you haven't paid a lot of attention to the previous episodes, this episode gets very messy and very convoluted if you don't know what's going on. Even if you do know what's going on, it is getting a little challenging to follow what is happening with all the characters. We're just going to hop right in and dive right in with spoilers and a breakdown of the episode. So it picks up where episode 4 left off in a way. It fast forwards a little bit, so you're kind of a little bit reeling from the time jump that we're approached with. So it does start off with Ben waking up in those tunnels after that woman had shot him and left him in the tunnel. So we start off with that, but he gets up and kind of runs off. Then we kind of have a time jump. We jump from places. I think we go to Munich. We see the other SEAL, ex-SEAL. We see him with the guy that was in the car that they stole these bearings off of. And he basically torches this individual throughout the episode. Well, you find out at the end of the episode that this guy they're torturing wasn't actually Mossad or this terrorist organization like they thought. He's actually German intelligence, and is working with the CIA. So we still really don't know who's on the up and up and who's not on this show. I'm trying to think. It's been a few days since I've watched it. But we see Ben work. He finds the woman again, tracks her down. How he tracks her down so fast, I don't know. But he finds the woman, and they kind of have to shoot their way through all this stuff because there was a tracker on the bearings and all these people were coming after him. Ultimately, he still doesn't know if he can trust her. It's not really shown if he can trust her or if she can't. And at the end, they're going to meet the man in charge of their group, and they're in a car, and these guys put a bomb on top of the car and it blows up. In effect, it does kill her, but it's never really explained on if she still is working for Mossad, if she's working undercover. It's alluded that the man that Ben and the other ex-SEAL, his name escapes me, are working for, that he's dirty, and that the Shepard, who he gets his information from, is dirty. Which Tal, the other girl that had hacked his phone, she goes to meet to this guy's apartment to get intel on where they can find this Shepard that's feeding them the information. She's downloading off the laptop. She finds a camera. The guy comes back to the apartment. They get in a fight, pretty brutal fight. He ends up getting his face burned off with a propane torch, and she escapes. But and that's pretty much where the episode ended. Was Ben trying to get out of the city after this car's been blown up. He did take out the two guys that dropped the bomb on the car, and then his friend, his ex-SEAL, finds out that this guy he's torturing was German intelligence and CIA. So they really don't know what's going on. There's a lot of people involved in this. Like I said, if you haven't been following the story, or if you don't know what's going on and you haven't paid that great attention, you're probably going to be lost because it is getting very messy and very convoluted with who's in play and who's dirty and who's not dirty. So they have 2 episodes to basically explain to us who's not dirty and who is dirty and who's behind everything. I think at this point they might have to rush. It might feel rushed, finding all this out. Maybe not. Maybe they'll pull it off. Maybe the execution will be great. But this wasn't my favorite episode of this season, so I hope the next 2 episodes are really good, and can finish out this story in a good manner. I really want to give this show a high score at the end, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's my review and my thoughts on episode 5 of The Terminalist Dark Wolf. Let me know in the comments what you think. Again, if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos that I have coming out. With that being said, I appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. God bless. We will see you on the next video.